also being joined by Neil Franklin from Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. He's going to have some things to say to y'all. My name is Drew, president of Justice Not Jails. We're co-hosting this event with Students for Sensible Drug Policy. This is our friend and comrade, Ravenna. And before we kick this event off, I just want to let you all know what exactly this event is about. First of all, this is not about getting high. This is not about your right to get high, although that's a part of it. What this is really about is human lives. Now, in this so-called land of the free, more than 1 in every 100 American adults is currently incarcerated. That's more than 2 million people, and that puts us at the highest rate in the world. Our prisons are overcrowded, and this is largely due to a fraudulent and wasteful drug war. Now, don't get it twisted. Prohibition does not exist to protect you. Prohibition exists because somebody stands to profit. When you talk about incarceration, you're talking about the prison industrial complex. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And like all industries, like all large industries, it has lobbyists. And you better believe they have an influence on U.S. policy. That's the connection. Now, there's a reason this is called the war on drugs. This is a real war with real casualties, and we're losing. The government is not losing, we are. Our fellow citizens are out there dying right now, whether it's by the hand of law enforcement or by criminals empowered by the easy profit that comes with an unregulated black market. And those suffering the worst are our black brothers and sisters. Did you know that black males are 6 times as likely to be locked up for drug offenses as white males? 6 times. That's unacceptable. And when you take that into account, and you take into account the sentencing disparities between crack and powder cocaine sentencing laws, it's easy to see that racism isn't dead, it's institutionalized. That's a problem. This is our civil rights struggle, straight up and down. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. This is not a political issue. This is a human rights issue. This is not a matter of right or left. It's a matter of right and wrong. Now, it's time for us to let our leaders know that we're done. We spend $50 billion a year. At the current rate, by the end of this year, we will have spent $50 billion on this drug war with no end in sight. That's your money. If you're a taxpaying U.S. citizen, you're footing the bill. Now, I don't want to hear any politician talk about, oh, we can't afford to reform our healthcare system, when we can spend billions of dollars every year locking up and killing our own people. It's unacceptable. We're taking a stand now. We're letting our leaders know that we're done. We're done wasting money on failed policy. We're done with the politics of fear. We're done with the systematic and racist subjugation of minorities. We're done with our government waging an unwinnable war on its own citizens. Prohibition must end now.
Say it, Drew!
Now, I'm going to let y'all marinate on that one for a second. I'm going to pass the microphone to Ravenna, and she's going to introduce our artists.
Thank you, Drew. Real spiel. Okay, so there's a reason that we chose to do this event through music and art and poetry. And that reason is because too often the people that are most intimately aware of the atrocities of the drug war are silenced by not being able to vote, are silenced by being locked up, are silenced by losing their jobs and having to focus on making ends meet and not being able to go out and tell their story and talk about all the stuff that's going on in society around us. And so we have an obligation. We have an obligation to listen up, and we have an obligation to speak out. And if we can do that through a form of art, then we need to do that today. And if we can't, we need to be here, we need to listen up, and we need to go out and we need to do something about it. Which is why we have all these amazing organizations up here today that I really urge you guys to take a moment at some point between artists or right now while I'm talking and go up and see these organizations we have up here. We have some great campus partners with our event, and then we also have some organizations from the community. We have Normal, we have Marijuana Policy Project, we have Sentencing Project, we have NAACP, we have Campus Progress, we have here on campus Justice Not Jails, EcoSense, Women's Initiative AIDS Walk, Students for Sensible Drug Policy. We have Black Black Student Alliance up here as well. So, and this event would not be possible without the tremendous support of all of our sponsors, so I want to make sure that they get a shout out too. We have our main sponsors, our Student Union Board, Students for Sensible Drug Policy, Justice Not Jails, and AU Club Council. And then this event is also co-sponsored by Campus Progress, Women's Initiative, CAST-J, Black Student Alliance, EcoSense, and NAACP. So thank you so much to all of them. And now, because they can feel the change is coming, so nature is echoing our plea. So the musicians and artists we got coming up is first we're going to open up with the Proverb, who is a local, he sees me calling, he's coming, get ready to come down to the stage, who is a local activist with Justice DC Youth, an incredible MC. He came out from the College Park scene. He has some stuff to say today. Then after that, we're going to have Neil Franklin speak to us. We're going to have the amazing voice and poetry of Carolyn Malachi out of Baltimore.